Nearly 10 years ago, I was scrolling on YouTube, as you do, and I came across a video by a YouTuber named Jack Ultra Gamer. And he was playing Forza Horizon 3 Infection with some of his friends. Naturally, I was interested and I watched the video, and I was hooked. I didn't know it at the time, but that experience would go on to shape one of my greatest passions in life. YouTube, and more specifically, the YouTubers Jack Ultra Gamer, now Jack Ultra Motive predominantly, and AR12 Gaming, introduced me more into Forza as a series, especially Forza Horizon. See, at the time, I owned one Forza game, and it was Forza Motorsport 4, but I didn't know a whole lot about it. But watching their videos got me into Forza Horizon, which got me more into cars, which has greatly shaped my personality now almost a decade later. And one of my favorite types of videos to watch, the very videos that got me into Forza, involve playing the playground games such as Infection and King and Flag Rush. Games like those that are fun and provided countless amounts of funny moments are some of my favorite memories watching YouTube videos. Now, Forza Horizon 6 is a phenomenal game. Truly, in my opinion, 10 out of 10. This is, without a doubt, my favorite video game I have ever played. And I don't say that lightly. I am an avid player of video games, if you couldn't tell. So, truly, I rate this game very, very highly. But there is one glaring, glaring thing missing from Forza Horizon 6 so far. Now, about 2 months after its launch. And that is these playground games. For some odd reason, over the past couple Horizon games, Forza has shifted away from the traditional playground game type game modes like Infection and Flag Rush and King, and they've instead focused more on things like the Eliminator and Hide and Seek, which, granted, those are not bad modes at all. I would not wish them to be removed. I think that they have their place, if not a little imperfect, and sure, I can make another video on what I would do to rework those modes and make them even more enjoyable, but that's not what I'm here to talk to you about today. Today, I want to share with you my ideas for about 4 locations that I truly hope that they do turn into spots for these playground games to return, because they are some of my favorite memories with this series of games, and I know they have the power to introduce them as new events even after the game's launch. So this is my plea to Playground Games and the Forza developers at large and the community to get behind me on this when I say we want Playground Games back. But the first location I want to take a look at is right here. For those of you who maybe aren't as experienced or knowledgeable about the Forza Horizon 6 map, there is a golf course right here, kind of in the central, almost kind of off to the right side of the map, just over here. It's a golf course, and for those of you long-time Forza players, you may remember back in Forza Horizon 1, I believe it was called the Bunker Golf Course. Admittedly, I started with Horizon 3, as that was the game that was out at the time. I have gone back and played Horizon 1 plenty, but I didn't play it at its peak where there were people actually online and stuff, so Forgive me if I get the name wrong, but there is a golf course where you could go and play Infection and all these other types of playground games. And we have a golf course in Horizon 6, and so it stands perfectly to reason, as this is a nice wide open space, that there should be a map here where all people can come play Infection. It it just makes sense to me. The next place that I want to point out is actually here, kind of on the southwestern side of Tokyo City. There's this big park that you can kind of see the borders of, formulated by the roads and the buildings around here, that I think would make a really good map for these playground games. There's plenty of open off-road space. There's even some roads thrown in there as well. And just overall, I think it's a well marked off area for these games to take place. So that is my second proposal for a playground games map in the heart of Tokyo. My next proposal for a playground games map is actually the dockyard here, the shipping yard here just outside of Tokyo. Now, you may be thinking to yourself, wait a minute, these maps should be more wide open and such as to give room for free roaming around without fear of running into different obstacles, and that is a fair point. However, I would like to point your attention to the train yard in Forza Horizon 4. That was an incredible playground games map. I think that the shipping yard would have a similar feel to that, with all the different levels of elevation that you can climb up to avoid the infected player or avoid everybody else if you have the crown in king. Stuff like that. I think the different changes in elevation would make it a great map. Now, it wouldn't be Infection or any of these other playground games if you didn't have a map up in the snow. Think of Blizzard Mountain in Forza Horizon 3. That one had an Infection map, obviously, and it was incredible. Honestly, just about anywhere that's pretty open here at the top of the map, but I propose right down here where you have all these like kind of snowy roads and such and all the snow dunes all crisscrossing each other. I think that would be a great place to have a map. It's also, kind of on a downhill slope, so you have that element as well. And then obviously just with the snow, there's not as much grip, and so that would lead to endless amounts of fun and shenanigans. And my final proposal for a playground games map in Forza Horizon 6 is, of course, the stadium. For those of you who played Forza Horizon 5, which I imagine is a decent amount of you, you remember that the stadium in that game did have a playground games map for it, where they didn't just take the raw stadium, they went and added, kind of like the shipyard here, the docks in the Forza Horizon 6 map, they added a bunch of changes of elevation. They added, they would actually change it up, I believe, from season to season, and they had a giant platform in the middle that you would go up on, and they had different pillars and such all around to kind of hide behind and weave in and out to try and lose someone chasing you. So I think they could do something similar and even greater. I haven't done the measurements or anything, but it honestly kind of feels like the stadium here in Horizon 6, maybe a little bigger, although it could be the same size. I'm not quite sure. It does feel similar. Either way, the stadium would be a great location for a playground games map in Forza Horizon 6, but this is where I want to turn it over to you guys. I've given about 4 or 5 different suggestions that I think would be great if they were added into the game, if and when, hopefully, they decide to go and add the playground games that we so dearly love back into Forza Horizon 6. But I want to hear if you guys have any other ideas for maps that they should add. Leave them down in the comments, please. And let's get some support for this. I want to get kind of a movement behind this because I really want to be able to go over to the online tab and find playground games. I'm not even going to ask for a whole lot, but in my ideal world, there would be like, you have a tab to search specifically for like each type of playground game that you want, or maybe even just like a custom games mode as well as just a general playground games mode where the regular playground games one would throw you in a random series of games, whereas the custom games playlist could let you just choose which game you wanted to play. Just like custom racing, you can pick what type of racing you want to do. So that would be my ideal scenario. I hope you guys are with me on this and are wanting to see playground games come back to Forza Horizon 6 as much as I am. Let's get some support behind this movement. And again, let me know if there are any other maps that you guys would like to see. And thank you as always for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe for more daily Forza videos coming at you. And I will see you guys in the next one.